Hello! Welcome, everybody.
Welcome, everybody. Okay, I just need to understand where the camera is. It's there. Okay.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
Yeah. As you can see, we're in a new spot.
Yes, a much cozier one.
Much cozier. We thought that the podcast studio was nice, but it would be, for our vibe, we needed something more informal, I guess.
Yes, we wanted something more cozy. More where we actually get to relax instead of feel like very. But that was a nice studio.
It was really nice studio. It has brought us 2 episodes.
yes, and now we're here on the episode 3.
Yes.
And again, it feels like it's been million years.
Yes.
How come?
Exactly, because it has been. But disclaimer: we have done the first episode. It was a long time ago. Second was a big gap between.
Yes.
Now that we have the third, there is also a big gap. But from now on, we will start recording regularly.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what we decided is that on every second Thursday,
yes,
you get an episode on Spotify.
Yes, and every other Monday, the following Monday, you get an episode on YouTube with the video.
Yes, and I hope you like the video. I think that it's really cool to watch this. But sometimes, if you're on the go, then you can listen to Spotify, it was weird looking at this ourselves and listen to this ourselves.
Yes, because the first podcast is now live. So it's
and the second one is coming out.
It's coming out tomorrow as we're recording.
Yes,
so
yes. And then this one you see a little bit later.
Exactly.
Timeline is the first 2 episodes. The timeline is a bit weird, but later you will feel that we're always here, always there with new conversations, with new Girlsplaners. I love that you have another Girlsplaner.
Exactly, we have a guest today with us.
I mean, I can't. I'm melting here. Sweetest guest ever.
Yes, doesn't have much to say, hopefully.
Yes, but what's up?
What's up? What's been happening? It's been, again, as you said, a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
So we recorded at the beginning of the summer. Now the whole summer has been over, basically. It's for you.
Don't say that, but yes.
But yeah, it is. It's the end of August now.
Yeah.
So that means that a lot maybe has happened or not. I don't know. You have traveled. I have traveled.
Yes. A couple of things have happened for sure.
Yeah, a couple of things have happened. I mean, the weather has not been that nice in Malmö, I have to say. It hasn't been a good summer. So I was really hoping that it was going to be the summer where I'm off, where we will have plenty of beach dates and stuff like that. But unfortunately, it hasn't been that.
Yeah, it's been pretty windy.
It's been windy and
But I just came back yesterday from Latvia, and it was funny because I unpacked the suitcase, went to sleep, and then I packed the suitcase with all the podcast things, and I thought like it was necessary to warn you that I'm coming with a suitcase so you don't feel like I'm moving in here. And now I'm here, so things are moving quickly, but it was really nice to be back in Latvia, where I haven't been for 1 year, and meet all the people, and mostly the close ones, but also a little bit business, I mean, if you can say it like that. And I actually also did a lot of work and quality work. So I listened to the last 2 episodes, and in both episodes we make a reference how busy I am. And I realized that I've been very busy, but I also want to be productive, and I needed to relax. So that's what I did. What about you? Tell me, what do you want to tell me about your summer? How does it feel?
It feels good. I also listened to the to the first 2 podcasts, and in the last one I was because I think leave was 1 month at that time ish.
Yeah.
And I feel like I was really going through a lot at that time, and I could feel it when listening back or hearing back me trying to be positive and everything about what happened. I'm really reflecting back, and it's like, oh, it was hard. It was hard at that time, but now it's getting easier.
Yeah.
So life is getting, it's getting easier. You're getting used to being a mother of two human beings.
Yeah. Oh, but it's good to hear that it's getting better.
Yeah, it's getting better, and I think it's been a good summer. We traveled a little bit, and I have a hot take to ask you about traveling.
Tell me.
Because our older daughter has traveled quite a lot, and I'm proud to say that she has been to, what was it, 3 continents within 3 years.
Yeah, not bad. I mean, not bad.
Not bad for a 3-year-old.
No.
But every time we get on an airplane, I see the looks, because now we come in with 2 kids. And before, when you used to come with one, exactly, with one kid, you also get a look. And especially since both of, 3 years old, she's still tiny. So people are afraid what's going to happen.
Okay.
Are they going to scream and stuff like that? And I've heard also some comments, not the airplanes, because people keep it to themselves. But I've heard comments from people like, okay, there comes a mom with kids. How is that going to go for us? So I have a question to ask you. Have you ever thought about it? When people get on the planes with small kids?
No, actually. Well,
or
I don't
screaming
know.
Kids on the airplanes. And
good question. Actually, I'm really not the one that judges. Like, I'm not like the one who thinks like, oh my God, really, not at all. I've been once on a really long flight. It was 11 hours flight. No, I'm not one of those who are like, oh my God, how these people dare to travel with children. I think maybe because I have way too many friends with small kids, so I don't have that. I have been once on this really long flight somewhere from Southeast Asia, where there was like this whole family, parents, kids, and grandparents and everything, and they had like not screaming kids or anything, but both kids and the grandparents were really coughing, and I thought that was way worse than like a screaming baby, I would say. Like when someone is like, and it's not like this, cough, but it's like this really deep one. That was before COVID times.
But imagine COVID times and doing that.
But it was funny because I was flying back from Brazil when COVID was just like a new topic, and I remember seeing people like in the plane with the masks, and I was like, why are they over exaggerating? And then I came back, and then everything closed down. But no, it was not that time. But no, for me it's like I really don't care. I'm going to listen to something anyway. In fact, I would be more bothered by drunk people, because last night I was, oh my God, can I share this one?
Yeah.
It was so messed up actually. I was flying home from Riga to Copenhagen last night, and I'm sitting at the very last aisle. Think plane, and I'm like the last one. I have the window seat, but I don't have any window because it's already walled, doesn't matter. And I have 2 seats there. I don't know. Last time I was sitting alone, and then I'm listening to something. There's still internet, so I'm listening to some kind of voice messages. And suddenly, I see someone like waving at me and kind of trying to tell me something. And I realized that there's a seat in between, and there's a seat there. And there is this one Danish man sitting, and he's like, actually, this middle seat is mine, but I'm gonna sit here. I'm like, yeah, very cool, like good for you. I mean, that's like really nice, because maybe he just wants to keep the distance, which I really appreciate, because if there is a free seat, why would he have to sit right next to me if we can keep this gap? But then he wanted to talk, and that hasn't happened to me for a long time, when people in planes want to talk, because I'm really not into that.
No.
I don't know, really I'm not into this. But I think he was drunk. I think he was in the airport like 2 hours, 3 hours before his flight. He was well dressed, he looked all right, but he looked drunk. And I was like,
He pre-partied.
Yeah, he had like a pre-flight party. And then it opened up and he started to tell me.
How old was he?
He was old. He was in his fifth. No,
okay.
I would say like late 40s, early 50s, I would give a guess. And he was like, yeah, you could really feel he was a bit drunk. I was like, oh, I hate drunk people. I can't. And I hate people that want to speak to me in planes. I don't want to know your life story, and you definitely should not hear mine. And he goes.
And the small talk. It's all small talk.
It's exhausting.
Yeah.
And actually, but actually, I did. Yeah. Anyways. But the topics he decided to pick up were also good ones. Because first he was like, first he tells me that there's this really good gap between us. And I'm like, oh, cool, good. Oh, it's amazing, that's all, just continue looking into my screen or something. So then he starts to speak to me in Danish and I answer him in Danish and I'm like, yeah, whatever, what do you want, kind of. And he was like, yeah, but are you Latvian? I'm like, yeah, I am Latvian. Okay, so then you see, yeah, I've been living in Latvia for the last 15 years. And he goes like, the first thing he decides to tell me is that, but in these last 15 years, I never really met any Latvian woman.
Oh my God.
I'm like, God, no,
way to
please
go,
don't
man.
make me, please,
This is not a dating show, it's an airplane.
No, but then he tells me that. So I was like, God, why do I have to sit through this? But I had a good exit strategy, I'll tell you after. And then he's like, yeah, for 15 years I never met like a Latvian woman. And I was like, okay. No, sometimes, and I'm like, trying to be like really, polite, but kind of like, I'm like, yeah, well, sometimes, it's just not in the cards, something like that. I don't know.
Some BS just to fill the space.
Exactly. So what am I supposed to say to that? Like, I really don't care. But anyways. And then he's like, yeah, but yesterday, I was in this event, in the Danish embassy, in Riga, and all these Latvian women were coming up to me, and they really want to date me and everything. But, I don't want anything to do with them. I'm like, I don't know really what to say to that, but I'm like,
oh my God.
Yeah, but I'm like, I honestly don't remember what I said. Probably some kind of bullshit, but I was like, why am I having this? And then he goes even this far that I don't know, while he speaks, he decides to like reach out to me and like touch me, like to say something. Like, I'm like, you gotta be kidding me.
You are the chosen one.
I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. You touch me one more time, I'm pressing that button, like catapult me, I can't. No, but he was like, we're going to have this conversation. But what I do is I'm like, listen, so good chatting with you, such a good chat. But like I have this book I need to read for my work. So I'm just gonna like switch off and read, but like have a nice flight, yeah? And I just go in, like put the headphones and actually I was planning to read this book.
Yeah.
But I was like, and you know what? The conversation, sometimes some really painful small talk, I can deal with that. But when it's also mixed with like drunk person and telling how all the women are chasing him and he doesn't really know, like, I don't know, I'm really not the person. I don't know, what am I supposed to say? What do you want from me?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're so handsome. For sure you get a lot of women.
Yeah, like what am I supposed to say?
Way to go, man.
No.
With that body, ooh. Silver fox.
No, he was really not something that I thought like, no, he was like, talk for 5 minutes more and I'm going to push a button and ask, please seat me somewhere else.
Yeah.
No, but really like, but anyways, I thought it was funny and I was like,
I have had worse cases with with drunk people, yeah, and I was very embarrassed. It was when I was studying in Sweden, and I was taking the flight, and it was an early flight, like 8 o'clock in the morning, 7 o'clock in the morning, something around that.
Yeah.
So, you're stressed, you have not slept because,
Yeah.
and I think it was something important happening in my study life.
Yeah.
And we are about to get on the plane, and there was a bunch of people waiting, of course, and some people are already standing in line because we know all of those.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and there was a bunch of drunk guys, and of course they were Polish, and of course they were like builders or workers, way to go leaning into that narrative,
Oh, I recognize that one as well.
Yeah, exactly. And then one of the guys, and they were so drunk from the night before, or I don't know what time they started, but one of the guys was so drunk that when the time came, and he started fighting people, and then when the time came to actually board the flight, he fell asleep on the bench, and he didn't make it.
But thank God. Thank God.
Can you imagine? He did not make it to the plane. He was at the airport, but he was so drunk that he fell asleep, and his friends were trying to wake him up.
Oh my God.
But he did not wake up. It was just like cold turkey, or no, not cold turkey, but he was like stone cold, like no way to wake him up, nothing, not even drag him on.
Oh my God.
So he didn't make the flight.
But I think good.
Yeah, that's good, but it's like how, like, I mean, not to go too deep, but like, do you have an issue?
Oh. Do we even need to ask?
Yeah, exactly.
But I've actually now when you remind me, yes, of course, also me flying from like Latvia or Lithuania, there's a lot of these, and I remember once we were on a charter, and there was this guy. Police took him like when we landed. Like,
oh, really?
He was that crazy. It was so scary.
Yeah.
But this Danish guy, oh my God, like it was in a way funny. Like I was still like in this interaction, I was like still laughing, kind of like, oh my God, please no.
Yeah.
But like it could easily escalate. But I think I was like really good. Like I'm like,
yeah, but you're good at that. I think you are really good at. Closing conversations that are not meant to happen. I've seen you do that, and I think,
really?
I've seen you do that, and I was just like, because I always feel like obliged to continue that conversation and laugh through things I don't want to laugh through, and you're usually like polite, but like, this conversation is over now.
Oh, okay.
I need to go do my own thing now. Okay, bye. So way to go, do that.
Way to go, yeah, exactly. We continue because we want to have time for people and conversations that actually we enjoy instead of just be polite and listen to somebody who's, probably, doesn't matter. Anyways, it was a funny story.
Yeah, that's a funny one.
Yeah.
Especially when you're sober and you hear the drunken talk. That's one of those things.
And given the fact that I'm sober 100% of the time.
Exactly, given the fact that you don't drink.
Yes.
It's
then for me it's like, I can't.
Yeah.
It's not like if it's my friends who are drunk, it's a whole different story.
Yeah.
But
people you barely know, it becomes very much because you know what they mean, and they don't even know what they mean.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But even if he was sober, I would be like, I gotta go and read my book.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I have more important things to do.
Funny. But it's good to be back in Malmo. Oh my God, I just yesterday entered my apartment. The first thing I did was open, and I think that everyone who is a foreigner living in a different country or living far away from home will recognize themselves, is that the first thing you do, you open your suitcase, which is half packed with just food and snacks and some kind of treats. So I take all of that out. I'm like, also started looking for food. There was really nothing to eat, so I opened one of those snacks, just add something, fell asleep. It was so good.
Actually, speaking of that, how do you feel, because I have my own opinions, but how do you feel being not from here? You go home and you have a long to-do list, because it's usually you need to, for me it's, do the cosmetic stuff.
Yes, check.
Exactly.
Yes.
And then you have people to meet and you have shopping to do.
Yes.
And how do you handle, because you haven't been there for a year, And how do you, because you were there kind of a long time actually, but how do you handle that prioritizing who to see and what to do, and how does that feel for you to go back home? And
yeah, I know exactly what you're asking. I know, because it's always it's busy, because you always, like you say, you have like all the cosmetic things and things you want to do, and I did like 2 procedures. So that's a lot actually and then of course meeting everybody, and then when you meet someone you want to meet them again because you still want to make it one more time, because you don't want to meet just once, and then you have some kind of like other connections that you only can meet them there because they live there. But I don't know, I'm kind of like used to that, and I don't think that it's such a stressful thing to do, and I also did not do a bunch of things that were on the to-do list, and well, I guess we'll never know how life would look like if I had done them. You know, that's gonna be till the next time. But especially now when I was there, I really wanted to eat some things that I hadn't eaten for a long time. Especially now in summer, there are a couple of ice creams that. It's just the best. You can you could give me like the best Italian ice cream here or whatever, or you could give me like the best French pastry here, because we have that in Malmo, a lot of good places. But like I want those Latvian things as well, and so I was doing that, and I brought a lot. And then I always bring those chips to you and to 2 of our other friends, because I just think it's a nice tradition to bring the chips.
Yeah,
it's cool.
Yeah, and they started showing up in Poland. I sent you pictures.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I mean, I haven't been to Poland in a while, but that's interesting, because when I go, I always feel, but it's always have been that I go for a short period of time. So I really have to like narrow down who to see and stuff like that, and I always feel guilty that I'm not seeing enough people, that I'm not getting enough done. But at the same time, I never like see everybody I want to see, and then, or if I do, it's really much scheduled. Like, hey, I have 2 hours for you, and then I have to go, and I have 2 hours there, and then after, so the last.
Sometimes it is like this, but what you gonna do?
Yeah,
it's better to meet than not meet at all.
Yeah, that's true.
And continue that conversation, and I always really appreciate that people actually find time and want to meet and want to make plans, because they don't have any duty to do that.
No, that's true. That's true.
So it's nice.
Yeah. Well, that's good.
Yeah. Tell me, you wanted to talk about something. Oh yeah, we have to. Sorry. Yeah, I thought. I'm just thinking, of all our agenda. You just turned 1 year older.
Yes, I turned 1 year older.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. I am 35, which is crazy to think.
Crazy!
It is crazy to think, because I still feel, in a way, like I feel 35, but in some ways I feel 25.
Yeah.
And when did that time happen? When
but 35, that's
a beautiful age, I think. I mean, every age is beautiful. Every year I turn an age, I always say it's a beautiful age. But now, since I'm turning 35, it's been a lot of reflecting upon life. I don't know what happened. Maybe it's because I'm hormonal. Could be. Or maybe it is because it's 35, so it's a rounded-ish number. Or a round number is coming in 5 years, and there's like, okay, so where do I see myself in 5 years? And I've been reflecting a lot, and
I want to hear all your reflections.
Well,
not anything you're willing to share. I want to hear.
No, I mean, I think I have first of all, like, I have been thinking about, if a 30-year-old me saw me today, she would be proud. I'm thinking that's reflection number 1, I think. And I always try to think, whenever I feel like I don't know, I'm not there where I want, or whatever, you start doubting yourself, I always think to myself, but what if you 5 years ago saw you today? Would she be proud or not? And it's always, she would be proud. Of course she would be proud. Like, of course. Way to go. Like, you have 2 kids now. A husband, you know. It worked out. Yee-hee. You know. So I think that is number 1. And number 2 is like, okay, in 5 years, I'm going to be 40. And then it's a little bit of like, where do I want to be in 40, you know? Because there is a lot of things happening in my, like, of course, nothing special happening in my private life. Well, there is something special happening in my private life, but, you know, there's so much happening. And I wonder, like, where do I want to be for 5 years from now? Because I think being more mature, you kind of start thinking, really, like, okay, well, not everything is possible, but a lot of things are possible.
A lot of things are possible.
And you just have to make a decision every day, kind of. With every decision that you make, you have to think like, okay, well, is that where I want to be? Is that where is that leading me towards where I want to be? So it's been a lot of reflection about that and where I want to be in 5 years. And
do you have an idea, or do you have a picture, or?
I have a picture, and I have a dual picture, and that's kind of funny because we've been talking about. Well, we moved into our apartment a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
So it's been like it feels like it was yesterday on one hand, and on the other hand, it's like, okay, we've settled here. And then we live in a really beautiful place. In my opinion, we live in a really beautiful place, and the apartment is
beautiful.
Our apartment is beautiful, but like, do we want a house? And that's, you know, then it's like, okay, we just settled here, but like, do we want the house? And if we want a house, what kind of moves do we have to make in order to get there?
Bold moves.
Bold moves, exactly. Bold moves, and if that happens, then it needs to happen within the upcoming 5 years, because after the kids are teenagers, they don't care about a garden anymore. I will care about a garden, but I don't care that much, you know? And I want the garden for the kids and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Do you have something like that? Do you reflect also upon when you have your birthday? Or is it more like a New Year's Eve thing? Because some people have New Year's Eve.
Oh, big time. I do that a lot. But firstly, I just want to say I'm happy that your 35-year-old self looks back on your 30-year-old self and is happy and proud, because that's a huge thing. And that comes from inside, because I could tell you how amazing you are and be like, wow, look at yourself. But like, unless you believe that yourself, really, truly doesn't matter. So I think it's a gift, and it's something that you've done for yourself, because like you said, things where you want to be, you have to put some kind of intention to it. It just doesn't happen on its own. Some things happen by itself. Sometimes cards fall in a good place, and sometimes they don't. But a lot of things that you do intentionally bring you where you want to be. So I'm happy to hear that. And I think that's a nice way how to enter this 35-year-old birthday or birthday year, or how you want to call it. 1 year around the sun again. And obviously, when these numbers come, you reflect, because time is running. And then for me, birthdays is a big deal for me, because for me it's also like kind of a New Year's. It's always a new start. And it's at the beginning of September, I go through like usually some kind of reflection time as well.
Because your birthday is coming up actually as well soon.
Yeah, it's coming up as well. I need to put a placeholder, because we need to do the party or something like we did last year. But I think about that as well.
I was laughing. A funny story. My Talia, my 3-year-old daughter, she on my birthday day, she said like, oh, what are we doing? I said like, well, you're going to kindergarten. go. And then she's like, oh, but I said like, well, it's my birthday. She's like, your birthday? When are the guests coming? And I was like, there's no guests coming.
I was about to ask, like, what's up with that? Why did you choose not to celebrate?
No, because I feel like there's so much pressure, but maybe it's a lot of pressure. There's a lot of pressure that I put upon myself, that I want to invite, and I don't want anybody to feel not included, and that becomes a big list, and that becomes too overwhelming for me to
I know
you
that
know
feeling,
and I think and mixing family and friends, how you want to do that, is people gonna like each other, because there has been parties where things ended like being a big thing because people didn't like each other, and it's just like, oh, I don't want to go through that. So I think I don't usually celebrate my birthdays that much, but when it's a round one, I'm already planning my 40th birthday party, which is crazy.
Okay, I'm curious suddenly.
It's like I think it's like other people plan their weddings.
Yeah.
I think I do that, but for my birthday, I guess. Like I'm already dreaming up what is the party theme gonna be, and who am I gonna invite, and if it's gonna be at home or is it gonna be in a restaurant and stuff like that. Because I know people usually, when it's a round birthday, people usually go either like happy or they get sad because it's now the new decade. Like now I've entered 40, how scary that is, you know? Yeah. But for me, it's more like, hey, I'm turning 40 in 5 years.
In 5 years.
In 5 years, calm down.
In 5 years, just still nothing to worry about. But yeah, sure.
But
maybe
I don't
you need like a party planner who does it all for you. Make sure that all the friends, nobody sits next to each other who doesn't like each other.
Exactly.
Because it's funny about the friends, because you have them from like different places. And then you sometimes think, oh, are they going to like each other? And sometimes you already know this one definitely not going to like that one.
No, exactly.
Or like, but actually last year when we were at my party, I had friends from different places, and I think everybody got along quite well.
Yeah.
And also because I mentioned them, like I would mention, you know, this friend that you never met, or you know, and then you finally meet.
Yeah.
And then you're just like, okay, let it play out. Exactly. Let's see how they play together.
Exactly. You guys have fun.
Yeah, exactly.
Enjoy yourself.
But it is a lot of pressure when you like. So I understand that if you have a lot of things on your happening, that arranging a party can be like actually a strain rather than pleasure, because you have to be this hostess and you have to be in the good mood, and then you need to make sure that you get to speak to everybody, and then you want to make sure that everybody's having a good time and blah blah blah. And that I get, but for me it's all worth it. But then again, I'm happy, I'm blessed, I have nice friends.
Yeah. So. I mean, I also have very nice friends.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it wasn't like
no, I know. No, but I also I have a lot but you know, sometimes there is a vibe, or I don't know, or sometimes somebody woke up on the wrong side of the bed, and then all of a sudden you kind of have to. I have to say that actually Alex is really good at always like making sure people are having a good time, and he sees who's not talking as much, and he pulls them in, so
include them.
So that's actually really good of his skill, and I always, every time he does it, I'm like, I should have done it.
Or you can also, I know some people that do different parties. They do it like with one friend group, they go to a restaurant, and then they have another friend group and they go to like something. You can do like that as well.
40.
That's
what's gonna happen.
Yeah. So but deep stuff and reflecting, and it's kind of
Do you have something on your chest?
Well, it's funny how you talk about being 35, and now I have to turn 37 in a couple of weeks. Yeah, I have to.
Lovely said.
Exactly, I have to. We had a little interruption here.
Yes.
But everything is good now.
So, Liga, yes, you have to turn 37.
I have to. I have no other choice. It's 37 or nothing.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe.
Yeah. Exactly.
And it's interesting, how how you imagine where you're going to be when you are in a certain age, and or where it's this is gonna like be a big one, and by now it's already past some time, and everybody who is close to me know that I have recently became single after 15 years. Which we're not gonna make a podcast about this. Just
No,
not yet. And it's not supposed to be a podcast, but that's so it's interesting to listen. You know that you're just turned 35 and you have 2 kids and you're thinking about moving to a house with your husband, and I'm like 37 and I'm like, okay, in a completely different place, but I'm completely fine with being in that place because the place where I was before was not where I wanted to be. So it's a good thing. So I think I will remember this birthday for sure because it's follows a decision that kind of changes the course of my life. And all that, thinking and not to make this like a whole therapy session because you've been there, you've seen me ventilating, and that's amazing, and thank you for that. But it's very funny because I have a beef with social media right now, okay? Because somehow social media algorithm has kind of sniffed that I'm single now and trying to give me like the whole dating advice and finding the love of your life advice, or also the opposite, trying to tell me that no, stay single forever because it's the worst thing that you should do is be with someone or whatever. And there's like a lot of crazy content out there, and I now I get it. Now I get why. Like I haven't seen it before, but right now I have like this. Yeah, if a man doesn't, if he only invites you to a coffee date and doesn't invite you to a dinner, that means like he doesn't see you as a wife material. Or then there's like 5 tips how to manipulate a man so he could stay with you forever. Or like
toxic.
Yeah, like really like a toxic stuff. And I'm like, and it's just coming, through the social media like this waterfall, and at some point I was like, oh no, please don't disturb my peace with this, because I just that's different, but like you're surrounded by this the whole time, and then I have written it down, so I have to take up my phone, but there was this really interesting notion that comes up here and there, and I wanted to bring this notion up for you because that really, this has nothing to do with being single or in a relationship, but it has to do with just like this one thing that I've seen a lot in social media. Where was it? Yeah. There is this notion that a lot of people on social media would say is that you attract people based on your own self-confidence. And if you have like a great self-worth, you're going to meet like these amazing people, and if you have like or if you're insecure, you're going to meet these really shitty people. Okay, I'm really vulgarizing now, but this is kind of the notion. Spoiler alert, I disagree. But I want to hear, what do you think about this notion?
It came up somewhere for me as well, and I thought it was so interesting, the notion of that you end up with the person who equals your self-worth.
Yeah.
And I thought it was really interesting. I mean, I don't know. I think in some way it is, and in some way it is not. That would be my because I was actually talking about it. I don't remember with who, but I thought it was so interesting, and I think it's not so black and white. Black and white, and life is not black and white. Wifey, no.
Yes.
No, but because life is not black and white, and it's not. There is a lot of gray areas and stuff like that, and I think maybe when you meet them, that's maybe where you think you deserve, or maybe not. Who knows?
Yeah.
How many stories do you know of people who are who have been dating, breaking up, getting back together, breaking up, and getting back together and stuff like that. So I don't know.
Yeah, it is a tricky one because, if someone would have said this to me like a couple of years ago, like just like right off the bat, I would say like, yeah, sure, because the people that you meet directly, reflect, what you allow in your life and stuff like that. But now, knowing what I know, and having experienced what I've experienced, you could be like the most confident and happy person who is, really sure about themselves, and you could easily meet people that are not, or that just look like they are and then turn out not to be, or you spend 10 years with them and then something, the course of their life changes. And in general, I'm not even talking about I don't know, and also the level, but it's like, I just read this and I was like, it's not always like that.
No, and I think we all evolve, and that's the kind of, because if you are going back, actually, like I don't want to say congratulations on you being single.
No, but it's
in a way congratulations, because it's not. Not to say anything negative, because but I mean it must be such a hard decision to make.
Yeah.
So congratulations on making a decision that you decided that you were going to be happier with at the end of the day.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to start off by. Also, like here in between.
Yeah.
And I also think, as for example, for you, like or for me or whoever. But if you are in a relationship, I am not the same person I was when I started being with Alex. I have hopefully evolved. I don't want to be this. I don't want to think back to myself a couple of years ago, as I said, previously. But it's like I don't want to be looking back and being like, oh, I'm exactly the same person as I was back then.
No.
And I hope for the person that I am with to evolve as well. And I think that is kind of that theory doesn't take an account of.
And that notion also doesn't take an account or assumes that, well, you have to be this perfect, healed, super confident person that nothing can break down to be able to meet your person. But actually, it doesn't really work like that, because everybody have insecurities, everybody's unsure about things. You can also meet people that are like, amazing, but then again, everybody have their like things that they're maybe like unsure about, and so like for me, like all these straightforward crazy statements on social media right now that I see a lot, oh my god, it have really like made me like really like pull the plugs out and think like, you know what, I'm not gonna listen to any of that. I'm just going to listen to like my inner compass, and that's all I'm going to do, because this, like how in a way, it's kind of toxic, because everything is kind of like you say, black and white, and for me, this notion that you have to be this perfect, or no, maybe not perfect, but that, I don't know, that you're worthy of a good partner only if like you're not insecure for anything, you just like a tank, going. It doesn't work like that.
No, it doesn't work like that.
But it was an interesting notion that kind of like registered, and because I think I used to think like that some time ago, but now having lived my life and have collected a couple of receipts here and there, I was like,
made mistakes, that's life. That's how you evolve. We want to evolve.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know, it was something interesting that I picked up.
Yeah.
But that's kind of now, going to have to turn 37 and we'll take it from there. But that's a cool thing.
Yeah, but I think it's really funny with timelines, because people have, like, when you are a teenager. You
Yeah.
think by 27 you will be married, you
Yeah.
will have your first kid or on the way
Yeah.
and stuff like that, and then life happens, and
Yeah.
thank God things didn't happen. You know,
Right.
thank God like
Right.
that little fling didn't work out. Thank God I didn't end up marry this person who I
Yeah.
was really hoping to marry at some
Right.
point. You know,
Yeah.
it's like, because otherwise we wouldn't be here.
Exactly. And if you like think like you know, I was just saying that yeah, I'm 37, and you know, it's a whole different like scenario. But for me, like when I think about my life, I was always late to the party. I was always, when everybody was, you know, already catching up with the timeline, I was not there yet. And right now I feel like it's still truth for me, and that kind of like, yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think one of my friends, super old friends, we were discussing, that's a type of topic, and she told me, she was so funny, she told me, you know what, I was a little bit feeling like previously I used to feel like, oh, you know, that I'm a little bit behind, but she's like, the people that got married at 20 are now getting divorced or are already divorced and single parents and stuff, so she's like, maybe it's not that bad.
Yeah, well, yeah, it just shows that, you know, yeah, people also evolve.
Exactly.
And they did evolve, and
Yeah.
nothing wrong with being divorced or anything. I think.
No, nothing wrong.
If
but
that's the only way out of a place where you don't want to be, I think.
yeah.
You know, then,
but
then it is how it is,
Yeah.
and I can imagine, like, I can imagine, like you say, making these kind of decisions. It's it takes years. Honestly, people could speak up about that, because, you know, when I made this decision, everybody's like, yes, I had the same. I'm like, yeah, you could have told me that before. It could have helped. But no, it's fine.
No, but you are not ready. Like, you know,
No.
you're ready when you're ready, and you
Yeah.
don't want to hear things before you're ready
No,
either.
no,
Because that's, that
Yeah.
can affect things in different ways.
Exactly. But yeah, enough about that, and I don't think that I'm gonna go and like talk more about this. Maybe like in 5 years. No, or yeah.
We'll see.
We'll see. But yeah, some things might come up, because yeah, it's like a whole new chapter.
Yeah.
Um,
Are you excited about the new chapter?
yeah, I am. Especially now, like I'm thinking about how like having to live alone. At first, I was like, oh, how am I gonna get on with that? But actually, it's amazing. It really is. Like, no kidding. Like, it can be really fun and nice. So, yeah, I'm excited.
Well, that's
And,
good.
you know, how to say, I'm excited, I'm optimistic, and I haven't been excited and optimistic about future for a very long time. Maybe not lately, but there have been some periods where I'm like in maybe darker place.
Mm-hmm.
And that dark place had kind of became a baseline.
Yeah.
And now when, you know, I've made some decisions for myself that I simply had to, things are looking optimistic. And at first I was confused. I'm like, am I high? Like, what's going on? Because I don't remember, like, how does it feel even to be happy and to be optimistic about life and to be hopeful and look through and look forward to the future and make things happen. I know, yeah, maybe like a little bit sad thing to say, but then again also a happy thing to say, and ultimately, yeah, and you know, yeah, ultimately that's the most important. But yeah, it's, wow, what a ride.
Yeah, what a ride. But you know what? You know, you've been sending me, you have been looking at sunsets now, and it feels light. It feels,
yeah,
now that you came back from Latvia, you also look refreshed. You look like you've had, you know, the time, because of course it goes up and down and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's good to see you happy.
Thank you. Yeah, it's a lot of friends actually tell me, like a lot of people meet me and like, oh, but I hear such lightness in your voice, and like you're glowing, and Yeah,
Yeah.
I am so grateful for
that's
that,
good.
because I don't know why, but I somehow don't take these things for given.
No.
It's like it's always good to stop and like,
Yeah.
thanks, I'm happy.
Yeah. Well, that's
Yeah,
good.
getting a little bit deeper here. It was not a plan to get that deep, but
No.
it's fine.
Yeah.
We'll share
Yeah.
what to do.
Exactly. I was going to share something, but I think I'll maybe do it in the next episode,
Okay.
Instagram related.
Okay.
And I want to go into, and just
Oh,
like
yeah.
that,
And just like that, we're getting into this.
and we're getting back. And disclaimer, as you said, we
Mm-hmm.
reserve to to change our opinions.
Exactly.
However, it's not really change of an opinion, but everything that I've asked for,
Yeah.
I have received
For the show,
for this show.
you asked for rats, you got them.
Yeah, I got them. I asked for somebody as hot as McDreamy. We got Duncan.
Oh, you would put him in the McDreamy category.
I mean, ish.
Ish, yeah.
Ish.
No, sure,
'Cause
yeah.
I said
I'm
I
not
want-
against him.
Yeah.
No, not against
so
him.
now I have watched the entire and just like that.
Yeah.
And I said no more Aiden. There is no more Aiden for now.
Amen.
Amen. Second of all, Duncan. I love Duncan. I loved everything, and I loved that little like silly that they don't like each other in the beginning.
Yeah.
The
That's,
whole
yeah.
thing of her not wearing or wearing shoes and it
Yes.
being very loud for him. I
Yeah.
loved all of that.
Okay, you like that dynamic.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I like the relationship that Seema has now. I don't remember his name. The gardener, exactly. Love it.
Okay.
I love it. I don't know why, because they're so two opposites. They so
Yeah.
do not fit, and I'm just like perfect. That's all I want. I know you didn't like him being ungroomed, and I get that, and I love it. And I loved the crystal deodorant
Yeah,
thing.
okay.
Oh my god! I was like, I want to try it. I want to see if it works.
I've tried it. It doesn't work.
Spoiler alert.
Sorry.
It's fine. But I was like, that's interesting, because she's
Yeah.
like, I loved that.
I liked about Duncan, what Carrie said was that in her age, now she's what like that, I don't know,
50s, I guess.
55 something.
Yeah.
I liked what she said about Duncan, that because they work together and because they have the same that they're both writers, that she said that he's the first man that actually saw her for what's going like deep inside her soul, instead of just like seeing just like the something else, some kind of other fantasy. I thought that was really nice. Yeah, I think. But why did the writers took away Duncan so fast? I mean.
But I think because the last episode, have you seen the last episode?
Yes, I've seen,
okay, yeah. So the ending, I think that's such a beautiful thing that she says that like I am enough, like it's about me, and and I think like reflecting and making it about her, I think that's why we needed Duncan to go. Maybe he'll come back.
Yeah,
maybe.
But we will not see that anymore.
No.
And actually, I like the ending. I think it was like appropriate, kind of also. Realistic, because Okay.
Yes.
Well, surprise.
Yes.
Here we are, looking a little bit different than at the beginning of the episode.
Yes, we are.
Yes. And this is the take 3, to be honest, because we had some technical issues and the sound went off.
Yes.
So we kind of have to record it again.
Yes, and now we have a different mic and it's right in the middle, so if you see this little dot, and that's why we're talking a little bit more like towards here.
Yes, but because something went wrong, but the conversation was awesome, and we thought let's continue that.
Exactly.
And,
let's just have it one more time.
Yeah,
who cares?
Yes,
Yeah.
Where did it all stop? I was talking about Aiden leaving the series.
Yes.
And we agreed that was good, right?
Yeah.
That she broke up with him finally.
Yes, finally. I said I think that Aiden wasn't really, for me, he wasn't a necessity in a just like that, to be very honest.
No.
But you've heard all me rant about it in the last episode.
Yes. Aiden really has been a lot of focus in our discussions, but like I was also sharing, is that the first time I liked how Carrie acted in the show, how her character was, because I really liked how she said to him, "How dare you?"
Yeah.
And he still blamed her for cheating on him 20 years ago, after they had already came together twice.
Exactly.
In the original series and now here.
Yeah.
And he still was holding that against her.
Yeah.
Even though he had cheated on her like day before yesterday.
Exactly.
So I thought, what a double standard.
Yeah.
And great that she put her foot down and said, listen,
Enough.
enough is enough.
Oi.
So I have to say, I really like this moment. It kind of made the show, you know, a bit more like showed her stronger sides. And maybe also shows how, you know, women sometimes, we don't always make like the right decisions. We sometimes, you know, try to find an excuse for men and like, oh, but he did it like that because or he's acting like that. And then at some point it's like, okay.
Exactly. Or actually end up in the wrong situation for too long because you are too afraid to make that step, or because, you know, who will want me or whatever. But we have that kind of unfortunately like bad thoughts about ourselves or towards ourselves sometimes.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think it's really nice that the show actually showed that even though you are 50 plus, you still are imperfect. You're still a work in progress.
And you're still work in progress. And I think, and you always will be. So just sit back and enjoy.
Exactly.
But with that, basically, the end of an era.
Yeah.
Sex and the City. That's it. Finished.
Yeah, the end of it just like that.
Yeah.
We will never know if she got together with Duncan or not.
No, we will never know or how her life goes further. But I was ready for this to finish.
Yeah.
So I think it's nice to close that book.
Yeah. It will be missed, but in a way. But because I've been complaining a lot about it just like that. But I love it anyways.
Yeah. It was a great show. And great guilty pleasure.
Exactly.
So what's going to be our next guilty pleasure?
Yes, what's next? I've already started watching.
Me, I just switched on briefly, but we have this idea that we're going to go down to the smallest details and get totally invested and worked up and get into the drama like it was, like we were there.
Exactly.
And we want to watch
Love is Blind.
Love is Blind.
We start with UK, and the Polish version is also supposed to come out soon. I'm really excited, of course, for the Polish version to come out.
I can't wait either. I think, just to see that mentality.
Yeah.
How is it going to be? Because we've seen American, we've seen UK.
Yeah.
We've seen Swedish. I loved Swedish.
Yes.
So because it's also so relatable.
Yeah.
Polish is going to be fun. But we can start with UK. So if you guys are watching, because I think a lot of people are watching Love is Blind because it's such a good show.
Yes.
When you are on a lazy Sunday and just want to watch some trash TV.
Mm-hmm.
And we love trash TV.
We love trash TV and we love love, so.
Yeah, so perfect combination. So tell us if you want us to comment and to get into the drama of Love is Blind, because we will have a lot of opinions and we will judge a lot.
Yes, we will judge a lot.
No judgment, but we will.
Yeah, we will. We will judge, especially guys. Women as well, but like guys mostly.
Yeah, but also, come on, there are also some crazy women there.
They are crazy.
Like there are some really
there
crazy.
There are some really crazy women. That's true. But we'll see who's in this season. Who's gonna be the topic for us.
And then there's always like the favorite one that like we like most, and then there's the one that we hate the most.
Yes, exactly.
Like you said, you hated that Indian guy.
Yeah. I hate it. I don't remember even, was Shaq? Was his name Shaq?
I don't remember his name, but I remember the girl's name was Deepti.
Yes.
I loved her. She's
the
sweetest.
Yes.
How did that happen? I don't know.
But Shaq was getting on my nerves very much so. And he came up recently on my algorithm and I was like, no, Shaq, I do not want you here. Don't get my blood boiling again.
Exactly. So I think that's going to be a fun thing to discuss about.
Yeah.
So I think with that we can kind of finish off and share our Girlsplaining thoughts of the week.
Yes.
I will start.
You will start.
Yes. Given that we already have told this to each other 3 times.
Yeah.
But still a thought to think about I just heard this thought somewhere and it really kind of stuck with me, is that don't mix up inspiration with expectations. I think that's also maybe somehow resonated for me a lot, because I have a lot of new beginnings in a way. There's a lot of interesting projects for me going on, a lot of personal stuff that also, brings a lot of inspiration. But sometimes you can get like a little bamboozled by this, by trying to attach a certain outcome that you kind of are hoping for. But you shouldn't, because that can really limit you and like kind of bring you to this place of anxiety. So don't mix inspiration with expectation, and just sit back and have faith that what you're doing is going to bring something good, and just ride that wave of inspiration without hoping for something specific. Sometimes you can really lock yourself in a box with that, and I feel like we already have so much of that. So
exactly. And on that thought, I'll present mine.
Yes.
But you've already heard it.
Yes, but I want to hear it again.
Exactly. It is to not don't let your fears stop you from doing what you want to do. Because I feel like really a lot of times in my life I have stopped myself from doing something because I was too afraid to fail. So I feel like we should dare more and try things out, and even if it is a mistake or you're gonna embarrass yourself, you know what, you will learn something along the way.
Exactly. I think we have this a lot about the podcast, if we wanted this to be perfect, we would have never started, and we would have robbed us from this experience that we really enjoy. And that really happens a lot, that sometimes you think, 5 years ago I had this idea that I could do that, but somehow you didn't do it.
I convinced myself I wasn't good enough, or I'm not gonna be able to do it, and
what a mind fuck.
Exactly.
What a really messed up way of thinking, and they're doing things. I love this Girlsplaining. I think, and even though we didn't plan for it, it went actually very close together with yours. So it's actually because usually we don't tell each other what we gonna Girlsplain. So it's also more fun for us. But with that I think we can close. And we want to say thanks to everyone who listened, who watched, who sent us messages and voice messages and voice notes, and it's really nice to hear that, and it gives us also motivation to keep on pushing and come here with even more open heart and even more opinions. Exactly, because honestly, hearing that you had places where you laughed, it just makes it puts me to the next level, where I feel like we want to make it even better next time. Or if there was something that resonated with you, or made you think about something, or it's just the best feeling ever. So if there's anything that if you want us to speak about something specific, also reach out. If you liked the episode, if there was something that you really, really liked, that you want us to do again, or more or less, write us, because we really, really appreciate the feedback, because that really helps us to see how we can make this even better.
Exactly, and grow.
And honestly, thank you for from all the time that you could have listened or watched anything on this planet, because there's no end to the internet. You chose to watch this or listen to this, so we say a huge massive thanks. Thank you so much. Yes, and we will be back again with even more fun, cool things that we girls play. Exactly. So I think we can say goodbye. Bye.